Okay, so new job, right. New job,
Yeah.
congrats. But it's a lot, I bet.
Oh, yeah.
Like, it's exciting and all,
Yeah.
but kind of overwhelming too, I'd guess.
Definitely.
Well, good thing we're diving into Pathway to Work today.
Absolutely.
It's all about using emotional intelligence to not just survive,
Right.
but to totally crush it in this new role, you
I
know?
love that.
Yeah.
And, a lot of times we get so focused on the practical side,
Oh, yeah, for sure.
like new systems and procedures,
Oh, that.
but Pathway to Work really dives into the emotional side.
Which is huge.
Honestly, it can really make or break the whole experience.
Totally. Remember that story in Pathway to Work about the person who just aced their new role?
Uh-huh.
They actually used emotional intelligence to deal with all the challenges.
That's what we're talking about.
Yeah, that's what we're breaking down today.
Exactly. The how-to.
The real-world tactics, you know?
It's like a secret weapon.
Is.
A toolkit for handling anything that comes your way.
I love that. Okay, so let's unpack this toolkit, shall we?
Yeah.
The first few weeks, man,
Oh, yeah.
it's like a whirlwind.
It is.
So much information, new faces, and then there's that imposter syndrome.
Oh, imposter syndrome.
Always lurking.
So real, though, right?
Oh, it's the worst.
But, this is where self-awareness comes in.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
It's tool number 1.
Gotcha.
Pathway to Work suggests we, flip the script on those negative thoughts.
Instead of I don't belong here or whatever.
Like instead of I'm not good enough, recognize that it's new.
Makes sense.
So it's okay to be overwhelmed and then figure out what to do about it.
So it's like acknowledge it,
Yes.
but don't let it control you, basically.
Yeah, exactly.
You're in charge here.
You got it.
Okay, that leads us to empathy.
Tool number 2.
Pathway to Work really emphasizes starting with empathy.
It's key.
I'm curious, how do you see that playing out in a new job?
Okay, so for me, empathy in a new job is like,
Yeah.
well, it's like being a detective. You got to observe the workplace culture.
Oh, I like that. Yeah.
Figure out the communication style.
Totally. Are they formal? Are they laid back?
Exactly.
What are those, unspoken rules?
Yes. For meetings and stuff.
All of that. Okay.
And by tuning into all of that, you can adjust how you approach people
That's so smart.
and connect with your colleagues in a more genuine way.
Oh, for sure, because you're not being fake.
Exactly. You're speaking their language, basically.
You're learning a whole new language.
Right. The language of this specific workplace.
Okay, I love that. And that brings us to, I think, the big one.
Yeah.
Building relationships.
Oh, that's a good one.
And it's way more than just networking.
Oh, for sure.
Pathway to Work talks about showing genuine interest.
Which I think is so important.
Right, and that really stuck with me.
Me too.
Because it's instead of those generic questions.
The how was your weekend stuff?
Exactly.
So boring.
Try something deeper, you know?
Like what?
What are you working on that's got you really excited?
Ooh, I like that.
Or what's a project you're really proud of?
Oh, yeah, because it shows you're truly interested.
Yes. And not just trying to climb the ladder.
Exactly. You see them as people, not just stepping stones.
I love that. Okay, and then Pathway to Work also talks about active listening.
Oh, yeah.
Which is key, especially with your manager.
Especially in those first one-on-ones.
Oh, for sure.
It's your chance to really understand what they expect from you.
Absolutely.
And to show that you're eager to learn.
And to contribute, which is huge.
Totally.
Right.
You could even try asking, what would make these first 90 days a success?
Oh, that's good.
It shows you're thinking ahead.
It does.
That you're aligned with their goals.
It's strategic.
It is.
But, it takes effort to build these relationships.
It does.
Especially when you're already taking in so much information.
Oh, absolutely.
But Pathway to Work makes the argument that these connections, they actually make the whole transition smoother.
They do. So much smoother.
And when you feel like you're part of the team,
yes,
it boosts your confidence, right?
Absolutely.
And it makes the whole experience more enjoyable.
Way more enjoyable.
Which I think is what we all want.
Definitely. Who wants to be miserable at work?
Not me. Okay, so speaking of confidence.
Yeah.
We gotta talk about that imposter syndrome again.
It always comes back, doesn't it?
Oh, it's like a shadow.
It is.
That voice in your head saying, they're gonna find out you don't belong here.
You're a fraud, basically.
Yeah, exactly. And it's so common when you're starting a new job.
Oh, especially a more senior position.
Right. Where the stakes are higher.
Exactly.
But, everyone feels it.
To some extent, yeah.
And thankfully, Pathway to Work has a great reframing technique for this.
Oh, tell me about it.
Okay, so instead of, I don't know enough.
Which is so easy to think.
Oh, totally.
Especially when everything's new.
It's about reminding yourself, I'm not supposed to know everything yet.
Oh, I like it.
I'm here to learn.
That's the key.
I'm here to contribute.
You're on a journey.
We are.
A journey of growth.
I love that. It takes the pressure off.
So much.
And you can embrace the learning process.
Because you're not expected to be perfect.
Right. And part of that growth comes from feedback.
Ooh, feedback.
Which can be tough to swallow sometimes.
It can be, even when it's constructive.
Even when it's meant to help you.
But, Pathway to Work really encourages us to see feedback as a growth opportunity.
Which, okay, easier said than done, right?
It is. So do you have any tips for actually doing that?
I do. This is where emotional regulation comes in.
Ooh, another crucial tool.
It is. It's like your inner chill pill,
It helps you stay calm and open-minded.
Yeah, even when the feedback stings a little.
So instead of getting defensive,
Right, or shutting down completely.
you can take a breath, process it, and then use it to improve.
Be the bigger person.
Exactly. Understand the feedback, and then use it as fuel.
Fuel for growth.
Yes. But sometimes that growth can feel slow.
It can, especially at first.
That's why Pathway to Work emphasizes celebrating those small wins.
Oh, yeah. Like, give yourself a high five.
Exactly. Acknowledge your progress, even if it seems small.
Like finally figuring out that new software.
Or finishing a tough project.
It all counts.
It does. And I love how this ties back to emotional intelligence.
I do too.
Because when you celebrate those wins, it boosts your self-confidence.
And your motivation.
It creates this positive feedback loop.
And you want to keep going.
Exactly. You accomplish something, you feel good, and it motivates you to do even more.
Okay, so we've covered a lot.
Yeah.
My head is spinning with all these amazing tools from Pathway to Work.
It's a lot to take in.
But here's the thing I keep coming back to.
I'm all ears. What is it?
It's this idea that emotional intelligence,
Yeah.
It's not just some touchy-feely concept.
No.
Pathway to Work makes it so clear this is practical.
It is.
This is a set of skills. It can really change the game in a new job.
It's like leveling up, not just fitting in.
I love that. Yeah.
But actually thriving and making your role your own.
Yes. That's it, making it your own.
In a way that feels authentic to you.
Being proactive, not just reactive.
You're in the driver's seat.
And Pathway to Work talks about using empathy.
Okay.
To anticipate challenges and find solutions.
Wow, that's next level.
It is. You're not just following the rules.
You're rewriting them.
You're writing the playbook.
I love that analogy.
And what's so fascinating is how Pathway to Work links empathy with strong leadership.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Because when you understand your colleagues
and your clients,
you build trust.
Absolutely.
And you create this environment where everyone feels valued.
Which is so important.
It is. And then there's self-awareness, knowing your strengths.
And your weaknesses.
And the book talks about focusing on your strengths.
To really shine in your role.
Yeah. Play to your strengths.
I love that.
And then for those areas where maybe you need help,
a little boost.
It's not a weakness to ask for help.
It's not.
That's a sign of self-awareness.
It shows you're committed to growth.
And improvement.
Absolutely.
But, let's be real.
Yeah.
It's not always going to be smooth sailing.
Oh, no.
There will be bumps.
Frustrations.
Maybe even disagreements.
That's where emotional regulation comes in.
Oh, yeah, that inner chill pill again.
Pathway to Work has some great tips for handling those stressful moments.
It does. And one that really stuck with me is that idea of taking a pause.
Before reacting.
Yes. It's so easy to just fire off an email.
Or say something you regret.
When you're feeling overwhelmed.
Yeah, you're not thinking clearly.
Exactly. So it's like that classic advice, count to 10.
Oh, I love that.
It gives you a chance to cool down.
And assess the situation.
And respond in a way that's professional.
Productive.
It's about being the calm in the storm.
I love that.
Which I think can really set you apart.
Oh, absolutely.
Especially in a new environment.
It shows maturity.
It does.
And leadership.
Even if you don't have a leadership title.
Exactly. And this ties back to what Pathway to Work says about emotional intelligence. It's not just about managing your own emotions.
Okay. Yeah.
It's about understanding.
Influencing.
The emotions of others.
It's like a ripple effect.
It is.
When you're calm. It can actually de-escalate a tense situation.
And create a more harmonious environment.
For everyone.
Which benefits everyone.
It does. People are more productive when they feel safe.
When they feel respected.
And you create this, synergy.
Where the whole team can thrive.
Oh, I love that. Okay, I'm seriously inspired right now.
Me too.
Pathway to Work has given us a whole new perspective on emotional intelligence.
It really has.
And its power in a new job.
And it's not just about getting ahead.
No, it's not.
It's about creating a work life that's fulfilling.
And impactful.
And for anyone listening, I want to leave you with one final thought to ponder.
Hit us with it. What's the big takeaway?
How can you use these emotional intelligence strategies?
Okay.
Not just to adapt to your new job, but to shape your role.
I love that.
To make a real difference.
Take ownership.
That aligns with your values.
With your goals.
It's about using emotional intelligence. To craft a career journey that feels meaningful.
And authentic.
Exactly.
Okay, that's a wrap on our deep dive into Pathway to Work for Part 1.
We've covered a lot today.
We have, from imposter syndrome to feedback.
All the good stuff.
All of it. And hopefully this has given you some valuable insights.
And some practical tools.
Tools you can use starting today.
To put emotional intelligence into action.
Yes. And remember,
small changes
can make a big difference.
They can.
In your self-awareness and how you communicate.
It can create a more positive environment.
For everyone.
For everyone.
And we'll be back for Part 2 soon, where we'll dive even deeper into Pathway to Work and explore how to use emotional intelligence to not just survive, but thrive.
It's going to be good.
It is, so stay tuned. So we left off talking about emotional intelligence being a game changer.
It really is.
And how it's not just about fitting in, it's about, shaping your role.
Making it your own.
Yeah.
And Pathway to Work talks about using empathy to kind of anticipate challenges.
Oh, interesting.
And then coming up with creative solutions.
So you're not just following the rule.
I'm kind of rewriting them. Yeah.
You're writing the playbook.
I like that.
And it's fascinating how Pathway to Work connects empathy with leadership.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Because when you understand your colleagues, your clients, it builds trust.
It does.
Creates a good environment.
Where everyone feels valued.
Exactly.
Which is so important.
It is. Okay, and then there's self-awareness, right?
Yes, knowing your strengths and weaknesses.
And Pathway to Work talks about focusing on your strength.
To really excel in your role.
Yeah, play to your strengths.
Exactly. And then for those areas where maybe you need some help.
Right.
It's okay to ask.
Oh, for sure.
It's not a weakness.
But it's a sign of self-awareness.
It shows you're committed to growth.
Exactly, to improvement.
But, things aren't always going to be easy in a new job.
No, there will be bumps in the road.
Frustrations, disagreements, all that.
And that's where emotional regulation comes in again.
That inner chill pill we were talking about.
Yes. And Pathway to Work has some really good tips for these situations.
It does.
And one that I really liked.
Yeah.
Is that idea of taking a pause before reacting.
Oh, that's crucial.
It's so easy to just send that email,
Or say something you regret.
When you're in the heat of the moment.
Exactly.
So it's like that classic advice, count to 10.
I love that.
It gives you a chance to cool down.
Think clearly.
Respond professionally.
Productively.
And it's about being that calm in the storm, which I think can really help you stand out in a new job.
Absolutely.
Shows maturity.
Leadership.
Even if you're not the boss.
Exactly. And it all ties back to what Pathway to Work says about emotional intelligence. It's not just about managing your own emotions. It's understanding others' emotions, too.
Right. And influencing them.
Yeah. And so when you're calm,
it can actually de-escalate a tense situation.
Creates a more harmonious environment for everyone.
And that benefits everyone,
People are more productive when they feel safe.
When they feel respected.
Exactly.
Okay, I'm feeling super inspired by all of this.
You too.
Pathway to Work has given us so much to think about.
It really has.
In terms of emotional intelligence.
It's power.
Yeah, and it's not just about getting ahead,
No, it's about creating a work life that you actually enjoy.
That's fulfilling, impactful.
And, for anyone listening, I want to leave you with one final thought.
Hit me with it. What's the takeaway?
How can you use these emotional intelligence strategies not just to adapt to your new job?
Okay, yeah.
But to actually shape it.
I like that.
And make a real difference.
Take ownership.
Exactly.
Creating a path.
That aligns with your values and goals.
Okay, that's a wrap on our deep dive into Pathway to Work Part 2.
We've covered so much today, from imposter syndrome to feedback.
All the good stuff.
And hopefully this has given you some tools
to use
starting today.
To put emotional intelligence into action.
Even small changes.
It can make a big difference.
They can.
In your self-awareness, your communication.
Exactly. It can create a more positive environment.
For everyone.
And we'll be back for Part 3 soon.
Can't wait to continue this conversation.
It's going to be good.
Where we'll explore how to use emotional intelligence to not just survive, but thrive.
And make that new job your own.
Stay tuned. You know, one thing that really stuck with me from Pathway to Work
Yeah.
is that this emotional intelligence thing,
Mm-hmm.
it's not like a one-time thing.
Right. It's not like you just learn it and you're done.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. It's like more of a continuous process.
It's a journey.
It is. And
It's like building a muscle, you know?
oh, I like that.
The more you practice,
Uh-huh.
the stronger you become.
So it's about constantly working on those skills.
So self-awareness, empathy, emotional regulation.
All of that.
And the cool thing is,
Yeah.
these skills, they're not just for work.
Oh, that's a good point.
You can use them in every part of your life.
Oh, for sure. Like with your family.
Relationships, friendships,
Imagine bringing that same level of empathy.
to your personal life.
Wow, that's powerful stuff.
It can really change how you connect with people.
I'm getting chills just thinking about it.
Pathway to Work really opens your eyes to the bigger picture.
It does. It's not just about the job.
It's about becoming a better, more well-rounded person,
More self-aware, more compassionate.
more equipped to handle whatever life throws at you.
Exactly. And ultimately, I think it's about creating a more fulfilling life,
Couldn't have said it better myself.
both personally and professionally.
So for everyone listening,
Yes.
we hope this deep dive into Pathway to Work has given you some new ideas.
And some practical tools to use
Starting today,
to really take charge of your journey.
even small changes can make a big difference.
Oh, absolutely. And remember,
It's okay to ask for help,
yes,
whether it's a mentor, a friend, a professional coach.
you know, having a support system is so important.
It really makes all the difference.
And as always, we'd love to hear from you.
Yeah. Share your stories, your aha moments, any challenges you're facing.
Let's keep this conversation going, you know?
Support each other on this journey.
Because we're all in this together,
We are
learning and growing.
every step of the way.
Okay, that's a wrap on our deep dive into Pathway to Work.
It's been a pleasure.
It has. Thanks for joining us, and until next time,
Keep learning
keep growing.
and keep shining.
We'll see you soon.